Hey guys, it's Shorzo here, and this is Outpost Zimonja. And I've turned it into a Radio Freedom broadcast station for the Minutemen. And this place was just perfect for that because as you can see, it already has a very tall satellite dish. This settlement was quite the puzzle to figure out, but I've had fun trying to work things here and there. I'm going to be showing you how I built the place with a fully decorated tour by the end. Enjoy. So as I said, this place is a little bit of a puzzle because as you can see, there's a lot of pre-existing structures. So let's see what we can do with it. So I discovered you can actually connect pieces to the building, which is very handy. And what I plan to do is build a floor following the fence line going all the way around because I want to have a dedicated room underneath with no rain getting in. I'm having to delete a couple of fences here and there because I want to overlap it because eventually I want to build a wall to follow that existing line. And of course the fencing will be there for decoration purposes. Now that's all finished up, I want to do something with these rooftops, and luckily I can merge in a shack floor, and this will open up a couple of opportunities, but first we need to make it look like it's connected to our floors. And luckily I can put a floor piece underneath these staircases I've just put down. And I can snap a prefab onto this other rooftop as well, which is really handy. And I'm going to build a rooftop going all the way across to the other side, because I want to keep this place as sheltered as possible. And looking at the progress so far, as you can see, we need some walls underneath which we will get into. But I just want to check out this rooftop, and as you can see, there's no gaps whatsoever. It sits on there very nicely. So yeah, let's move on to the bottom half, and we need loads of support with this new flooring. And of course, I'll be building a wall following that existing concrete line, keeping the fences on the outside as well. So let's get into it. Having a look upstairs, it is looking a bit too open, so I do want to wall it off partly. So I'm going to start off with a bit of wood, but it does leave a gap underneath. But this is a great opportunity to use the rug glitch, and this will be perfect for it because it will plant the wall underneath and we can sink it into the wall we've just placed. And I'm really happy with how that looks. Now it's time to move on to this area, and I do want to start walling it off where this brick is. So this is where the campfire comes in. And I've got myself another wall with the pillar glitch out here. And of course the campfire allows the pillar to sink into the ground. Most of you would know this, but I'm sure there's people out there who don't. And of course you guys know me, I don't want to cover up that brickwork because that's something you can't build. I just want to conceal the top half, keeping that sunlight out. And we'll do the other side as well, just to completely wall it off. And overall I'm really happy with that. It's coming together very nicely, but we're not 100% finished. We have an opportunity for an extension back here, as we've got loads of bits and pieces to play around with. And you can actually connect the rooftop to this existing metal one here, which is really handy. And from this point I'm going to start building downwards, starting with this metal wall. And I want a shack foundation because I don't want to use concrete, because with the Minutemen I feel like most of their style is leaning towards more of the scrappy side of things, as they're rebuilding the Commonwealth with what they can. And that's our extension finished, and it's created a nice little area in between them as well. Looking at this corner, I am very pleased with it. I feel like I've put the walls in a way that makes it aesthetically pleasing. But coming back to the front, I'm not 100% satisfied with it. I feel like it needs more of a porch kind of look. So we're going to extend the rooftop by one tile. And I'm going to be using this one that doesn't have a corner. And I'm going to use a couple of wooden pillars. They don't actually snap on, but you can place them in a way that it does look like that. And I've got one placed down here in a particular position, so when I place the second one on top, that also sits in there perfectly. And there we go. I do feel like that makes quite a big difference, as it gives it an outdoorsy kind of indoorsy type vibe. Outside the front here, I'm actually going to keep it how it is because I do like how that wall is leaning towards that defence post. And talking about defence, there is a bit of an issue back here. As you can see, the rocks overlook the entire settlement, as well as the highway behind me. And we're going to make use of the generous skybox in this settlement. I'm going to make myself a very tall watchtower so we can keep eyes and ears in all directions. Starting off, I've used the rug glitch to place the ladder over the brick wall, and luckily I can place another ladder that clips through the rooftop slightly. And we're going to start using the vault items for this, and these supports are perfect for a watchtower. And as we jump down, we'll just extend it going into the ground. It's a bit glitchy, so I'm having to clip it next to it in order to actually snap it in, but it does work. And once that's in place, we're not just going to leave it how it is because it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm just going to chuck a load of metal onto it. So moving our way back up, I do actually want to extend it even further, just by one. And we can start connecting up some staircases now and making our way up. I'm going to be using railings this time for safety, of course. And we'll put one on this corner with another set of stairs. And one more floor piece should do it, and we should make it to the top. And once we get to the top, I'm actually going to get a rubber mat out, because this is actually very important for the rest of the build, and you'll see why in a second. Once that's in place, I'm going to start extending the floor pieces down here so we have a bit more room to play around with. And because I put those rubber mats down, this allows me to place a prefab on top without it snapping away from it. I don't know why it works, but it just works. And what's a security post without any barricades? So let's get into that. I do like using the same one for my security post because it does give it a nice tidy look. And that's the Watchtower finished, and it goes really well with the rest of the build. And we now have eyes and ears in all directions, and we can see very clearly over the rocks and the overpass now. And I decided to use the same walls for the tower because it would look like a bit of a mix and match with the rest of the settlement. Moving on to the outside, I do actually want to do something in this area because it's lacking security and the Watchtower can only do so much. So I've made my own kind of area, creating a corner and using the bushes as a marker point to get them out of the way. I love how this opens up the settlement a bit more for decorations as well as another security post. And that is the settlement 100% completed. I feel like I've done a pretty good job due to the size of it, as it's not very big. Anyways, I'm going to decorate the place and I'll see you guys in the tour. Here it is, fully decorated. I've really enjoyed the process, and it's been a while since I've done a Minutemen build, so it's good to see them back in action. Now it's time to look at the place in more detail and have a little walk around. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another tour. And before we get started, I don't usually do this, but I thought I'd mention it. About 75% of you who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. And I do get a couple of comments here and there who didn't actually realise that they weren't subscribed. So yeah, just a little reminder, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, because my dream is to hit that 100k one day. I'm starting to see that as a possibility. And yeah, that is the dream. Anyways, let's move into the tour. So I've done a lot of extra bits and pieces out the front. I've barricaded to the limit of the settlement out here, just to give this kind of bald patch its own area. There was dead bushes, of course. I put some greenery in there, along with a turret and a fire pit either side. Unfortunately, that wall disappeared. I don't know how or why, but a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So as you can see, it's a radio freedom station. This is where they extend their broadcast to the settlement, just helping others rebuilding the Commonwealth. Underneath this defense barrier, I've just put some bits and pieces, tables. I love using these glowing bottles. They're good for like glowing up kind of dark kind of corners where you want to place some clutter here and there.
You know what I call a good day?
This area was quite grassy with the tree. I've kept the tree and turned it into a little kind of growing area. Just a bit of fruit and veg. Make a couple of stews here and there. In this corner is more of a kind of fix up electronics kind of thing. Loads of components, tools here and there. I did something pretty cool with this little gap. I thought it'd be good for like a little power armor workshop, because this fits perfectly for a power armor frame. Probably not the best for security, as yeah, the rocks are just above. But the Watchtower does most of the work, so I don't think we need to worry too much here. And I've sealed it off here as well, because that's the back of the settlement. We don't really use that too much. Yeah, tools, weapons, just scrappy armor bits. What you'd find in a workshop, really. They've only got the one water pump because it's not a massive settlement. You don't really need a lot. This security post was already here. Just added a couple of boxes and some chairs. I really like this little corner. It really opens up the settlement a lot more. And yeah, it's just an opportunity for more workbenches, such as a weapons workbench. We've got a little dog house. And just a couple of tables and container bins. I had to pillar glitch the barricade on top of the shack walkway there. Pretty easy to do, fairly straightforward. And it's just a flag in front as well. And yeah, we might as well look around here. Just a container with some weights, a couple of boxes with a nice seating area. I do like to put chairs here and there on the outside because realistically people are going to be chilling a lot. And back here is where the power is. I've sunk the fusion core power generator into the ground. As time has gone on, like dirt and debris has kind of covered it. And yeah, I've done the best I could back here. Again, it doesn't really get used much. I've just placed stuff back here just for the sake of placing stuff back here. We got an extra turret just in case the watchtower isn't looking in that direction, in case there's like a distraction. So let's go on the inside, and yeah, you guys haven't seen this yet. Really happy with the outcome of this. So welcome to Radio Freedom, a Minutemen broadcast. Let's go in. To my left is the Minutemen desk. That's where the main man kind of sits, the guy who leads the group. I think there's only like 4 or 5 people here. Back here, I've made my own enclosed kind of toilet. Fits in pretty well. Bit too tight for NPCs pathing, probably, but it goes with the realism.
I'm just so hungry all the time.
We got a little coffee making machine here. Under the stairs is just some storage. And to my left is the Radio Freedom broadcast kind of area. This is where they kind of play the songs, play the broadcasts, kind of, yeah, and have announcements where they're building next. And I've put these wires above to purposely give it a techie kind of look, and it goes really well with all the wires. It makes it look like the wires are going left, right and centre around the settlement up onto the big satellite. And I've put loads of radios. I've managed to rug glitch a terminal into the drawers here. I've used the microphone there as like a little intercom speaker thing for the radio. And just a couple of lights. It's all come together here. I've put a lot of effort into this little area. I'm really happy with it. So as we look behind me, the workshop, of course, those lockers were already there. I've just added a chair and a table. Now back here where we put those shack foundations opens up more room, and we've turned this into like a little mini armory. So we've got a couple of cannons, mini guns, big box, and a couple more turrets and lights we're working on. I'm glad you can actually walk in between the poles. Really does expand the space massively. So that's the downstairs pretty much covered. Oh, there was actually a door here. I've blocked that off on the outside, so you can't even access that. So yeah, there's only one way of getting in. Coming upstairs, some more drawers with some more techie bits. There's a lot of parts here and there, as it's a radio station, you know. On the outside area is of course another defence post. I mean, the Minutemen have plenty of defence on this settlement, which is very much needed because you're broadcasting where you are basically, in a way. Loads of muskets everywhere. Really good weapon to decorate the place, especially for the Minutemen. And around here is the main man's bedroom. I managed to fit 1 bed in here. I would have fit 2, but it slopes down a bit and it would have looked like it was floating if I put it on the right side. But this is the main person's kind of living quarters. Got a sofa, little radio, and a relevant picture as well. And yeah, I didn't actually mention this, but I did leave a gap in between which acts as like a little kind of access to the other side. And it's more bedrooms basically. So to the left is a couple more beds. Clearly Minutemen territory, as you can see, flags everywhere. Another relevant picture. And another big bed. So yeah, it's basically just a living / work area. It's what you'd expect in a place like this really. Of course, a couple of work benches. They're just dotted around the place as and when you need them. And yeah, this is the staircase up to the watchtower, and we might as well have a look. I didn't need to do this, but I put a table in this area with a chair just to make it look like we're fixing up the satellite dish basically. Didn't really put much on the rooftop. I mean, I say that, I have put some stuff on the rooftop. I don't like to leave it empty. Just a couple of cargo bits and pieces. Yeah, let's make our way up to the watchtower. I always love putting stuff in the corner. Don't know why. I just like to feel every inch of the settlement, you know, because if you want it detailed, like you kind of have to. You don't have to do that, but I do. So I've cluttered this security post with as much as possible. We've got a little radio to keep them entertained, plenty of ammo for their muskets, cigarettes, food, stim packs, clothes. Because, yeah, it's a long shift up here. Because you can keep an eye on the overpass, keep an eye on every single direction. Probably doesn't do the best job with the overpass, but I feel like it is at a good enough height to see above, really. Yeah, anyways, that is the build finished. Just want to mention, if you guys haven't already, I've got a Discord in the description if you want to join that. We've already got a great community in there. We've got about 300 now. It's gone up since the last time I mentioned it. I don't think I mentioned it enough, to be honest. You can share your builds in there. You can talk Fallout. You can, yeah, just have a laugh, basically. It's not really a Discord where I take it too seriously. It's more of a laid-back kind of thing. Yeah, so you're welcome to join. It's in the description. Also, I just want to mention, of course, the Fallout show is coming out in December. Really cannot wait for that. And there's rumours, of course, that a Fallout New Vegas remaster is going to come out. And if that comes out, man, that's going to be a long series on this channel. Of course, I'll live stream it. Ideally, I'd want a Fallout 3 remaster because that's my kind of first love to the Fallout series. But secondly, I do love New Vegas as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that's another surprise we get. Because, yeah, they didn't really announce anything with the Oblivion remaster, did they? But yeah, thank you very much for watching this tour. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. As always, let's jump into the night shots. And I've made a conscious effort of just lighting up the flags at the front. Everything else is very dark because I don't really like to light up my settlements that much because you don't really want to be a target in the wasteland. Because if you light up your settlement too much, you're kind of screaming, yes, come here, look at me, I've got cool stuff. And that will just bring the wrong attention, especially with a build like this. With the inside, really happy with the balance of the lighting. Always love to have a mixture of cozy areas and well lit areas where the workstations are. Especially our little Radio Freedom area, really loved how that turned out. With the upstairs, not too bad, just the one light bulb that was already there. And I've put a ceiling fan for the main bedroom for that one. Moving on to the other bedrooms, it's very much of a cozy area. I've just lit up that picture, gives it a nice professional look. And with the workshop, I've kept that very dark because we only really use that during the day, as you'd be silly to do some workshop stuff during the night. And with the Watchtower, that's completely blacked out with the exception of a little lantern on the table. So yeah, it'd be very difficult to be seen. That's the end of the video now. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
So the Minutemen are out there, doing things, in the Commonwealth. What kind of things, you ask? Well, I will tell you. I have heard that they have taken over the castle.